Hello everyone, welcome back to Old Eagle Garage here in Columbus, Kentucky today at Columbus-Belmont State Park, right on the Mississippi River. This is a Civil War Confederate camp. We're going to get into some of the history behind it, explain the significance, and look at some of the earthworks, cannon emplacements. There's some really cool stuff here, so come on, let's get started. We're going to start right here in the parking lot of the state park. There's also campgrounds here, and that's in another location. This is the parking area to access the museum, the snack bar, all the earthworks, things like that. So let's first stop here. Talks about the history of Columbus, Kentucky. I'm not going to go through this whole thing here. I don't know how good the camera is going to pick all of this up. But it does discuss the significance of Columbus. Again, like I said, if you are interested in reading this, then just pause the camera or the video, I mean. And it is a little bit breezy out here today. I do have the wind cover over the microphone. I don't know how that's coming across though. I hope you can hear me okay. Okay, well, let's get started here on our tour. We're going to go over here. There's some historical markers. We're going to read these first. Also take a look at this cannon that's here. Again, I'm not gonna read these for you guys, but if you like to read it, just pause the video and be able to read that there. This is pretty cool. I remember seeing this when as a child when I was here on a field trip. Came here a few times. That's pretty cool. As you can see, they have, there's the snack bar right there. It's not open today, but they do have a lot of food listed on their menu if you look online. Hot dogs, hamburgers, top things like that, soft drinks. Nice little sitting area there inside the snack bar. And again, there's sitting areas through the entire park. And a couple different pavilions you could bring if you wanted to have a family reunion or anything. You see that down there is another one, really nice. Here is one of my favorite locations when I came here on field trips. And it's the anchor and chain. Again, we're going to get into a little bit of the history of this place, but I think I was just a little bit excited to go over here and get the anchor for you. And it is it's quite large. You can see they've got part of the chain here, and right over that hill there, beyond that black fence, is the Mississippi River. We'll talk about that too. This is faded, but I think we can maybe get some of it. Again, I'm sorry if you can't read that. Pretty much what this was this chain was stretched across the Mississippi River to act as a barrier for the Union ships that would have been coming down the Mississippi River. slow them down, stop them, whatever they had to do. Here's a big piece of artillery. Now I don't know the significance of where this is placed, if this was a believed location for artillery during the Civil War or not. But it's here now, so could just be for tourism reasons. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I come here as a child, this was an actual structure. This was a building that was here. Some kind of like a pavilion. You can see from, looks like these corners here, that's probably where the building was, but maybe it became unsafe, so they just tore it down. It's still really cool. This fireplace that goes all the way around. It's in 4 locations all the way around. It's kind of cool. Here, we get a look at the Mississippi River. We'll find a better location here in a minute to get a better look at the water, but as you can see, this camp here was right on the water. A strategic location for the Confederacy. Here's another marker, explains the Mississippi River in the Civil War. I'll film these if you'd like to read them. Again, I know I'm filming this quickly, but you can just pause the video if you want to get into that a little bit more. I really hope you can hear me okay. It's a beautiful day, but it is a little bit breezy. This kind of goes into a little bit about why the Union wanted this area originally, and that's what we're getting ready to talk about. So it was here. The Confederates wanted it obviously because it controlled the Mississippi River and kept the Union out of the South. But the Union found a way around that. If you watch my video about Fort Donelson, that happened. The capture of Fort Donelson and Fort Henry happened in February of 1862. Also, nice playground area for the kids. You want to bring your family out here. And once that happened and Fort Donelson and Fort Henry fell, that opened up the Cumberland and Tennessee rivers. And then the Union no longer needed to expend resources to capture this area. They had access, waterway access to the South. They didn't need the Mississippi route anymore. So a month later, in March of 1862, the Confederates abandoned this camp. They needed their manpower elsewhere, so they really couldn't afford to keep forces holding this any longer. Here's a great view of the Mississippi from Columbus-Belmont State Park. Probably the best view that there is here, anyway. You can see the river's quite low over here. If the camera does that justice or not. But you can see that way is north, obviously. That's where the Union gunboats would have been coming down the Mississippi. And across on that side is Missouri. Somewhere over there, I don't know exactly the exact pinpoint of Belmont, Missouri, but there was a Civil War battle there that happened in November of 1861 that didn't really prove decisive for either side. Both sides claimed a victory, but ultimately the Confederacy kept it until Columbus and Belmont both fell at the same time, and they abandoned both areas. Just like we talked before, it just wasn't necessary to keep soldiers here any longer to defend it, since there were other waterways open to the south. So we're inside one of the little gazebo here that's at the park. At one point it was a fireplace here, but that's since been bricked back up. You can see a lot of people have scratched their names in here. This is really cool. I remember this from being a kid here, coming here, and they've since painted it, but it used to look just like natural wood. It's pretty cool. This is a little bit better view south on the Mississippi. The trees were blocking it a while ago when I was rotating the camera, but you can see down there, and you can see on towards the banks on the Missouri side and the Kentucky side that the river is quite low right now. This panel here talks about earthquakes along the Mississippi. Cool information here. Has very little to do with why I'm here today, but if you'd like to read about it, I'll film it for you. And I'm not even really reading this much myself, but I'm sure it talks about the New Madrid fault line, which is a major fault line that runs through this area. Again, I know this doesn't have anything to do with the Civil War or anything like that, but it's here, so why not? Not saying you have to read it if you don't want to. We made our way around to the museum. We're going to check out this historic home here, see if we can find what significance it held while this area was occupied during the Civil War. I don't think the museum is open today. I'm sorry about that. It's usually open. Well, I'm here during the week, and I think it's only open on the weekends, but we'll see what we can find out, and we'll get a little closer, and we'll definitely let you get a good outside view of this old historic home here. So I found an empty rocking chair on this porch of this old house here, this museum. I guess I'll quit rocking that. Probably make someone sick if you're watching the video, watch me rock back and forth. Like I said, I've been coming here my whole life since I was a little kid. A lot of fond memories here, and brought my family here. We've had picnics, and it's the state park here is beautiful. It's well maintained, it's well cared for, plenty of shade, plenty of area for the kids to run and have fun. It's just a well thought out, special place. So I urge you, if you have a chance to come here, if you're ever in the Western Kentucky area, Southern Illinois or Eastern Missouri, come to this park and just spend a couple hours looking around. You won't regret it. It's really, really pretty here. You see the views of the river are spectacular here. You know, and you can appreciate the history of a place and the weight of it, and still think it's beautiful and have a good time with your family and share some memories here. So I urge you to come out and check it out. Have a hamburger at the snack bar and support them, and maybe visit the nearby little bitty towns. Stop in, get a drink, buy gas, whatever that might be, while you're here, and just support the area a little bit. You won't regret it. A lot of little bitty really cool towns in Western Kentucky. You should check them out. We're going to look at and talk about these fortifications here. We're on the back side of these, which would be, I guess you would call the defensible area. Now they do have signage up. They don't want you to climb on these here, so please don't do that if you come here. Respect their wishes on that. So I'm not going to do that, obviously. But let's go around to the, I guess would be the offensible side, and you can see by looking down through there the trench that is dug on the defense side, or I'm sorry, on the offense side, where this would be the defense side. And so if somebody was going to attack, they would have to come down through that trench in order to do so and be exposed. And if you saw my video at Fort Donelson, the same entrenchments were made there for the same reasons. And I just think after all these years that they preserve these for people to see is awesome. I mean, maybe I'm kind of nerd out on it a little bit, but it is really special to come here and see that. And if you look down, the earthworks continue. You know, back here would be where the defenders are, but the right out in here would still be more hastily built defensible lines. Right, we're further down now. You can see right there is the museum where we were just at, and then we were right up there on that position there, looking down at the trenches. But you can see this is where the attackers would have been coming from this way up that hill. Pretty daunting, really. You're already tired and hot, and heavy fire is raining down upon you while you're trying to make that grade and complete your mission. But as you can see, it's a tall task to ask somebody to do. See, the grounds here, they are always so well maintained and beautiful. Here, something that's quite amazing to see would be a relic from the Civil War, a push gas-powered lawnmower. What the Confederates would have used to mow down their defensible positions. No, I'm just an idiot. It's not true at all. See the parking lot right down there. And here are more of the earthworks. Now, I would think that a lot of these have eroded over time. That's one reason why they don't want you crawling up on some of them, because that would just accelerate that erosion process. But they still survive and they're still here, so I'm really happy that they're protecting that. All right, that's going to do it for our tour here at Columbus-Belmont State Park. Really appreciate you coming along with me on this. I love these types of parks and places, especially anything to do with the Civil War. So if you do too, check out my other video on Fort Donelson. And if you're ever in the area of these places, stop in. You know, have a picnic, take some photographs, make some memories with your family. Again, you won't regret it. Beautiful scenery, it's peaceful, plenty of places for the kids to run and play. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. We're going to be doing a lot more of this type of stuff. We're an Americana channel, so we like classic cars, classic places, antiques, anything like that. So you're liable to see anything on this channel. Again, thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.